Hey, Broman, guess what?
What's up?
It's time for football. Welcome in to NFL Picks here in the Shmoo crew. I am the catalyst of chaos. With me, as always, is Bromank. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, Shmoo crew?
Man, it's today's the day. It's the day we've been waiting for since, well, the day after the Super Bowl. Thursday night, great game. You can feel, just looking on YouTube, you can feel the electric in the air. And we're going to be picking this first week's games, and it's kind of a little contest. So at the end, if whoever has the most points will win the year. And that's going to be, I assume, me. Maybe?
No.
No? Okay. That's okay. Here we go. We're going to start with, get ready going. Week 1. Boom. Tonight, the Lions versus the Chiefs. And it's going to be a good match. What do you think? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Lions in this game. I think Travis Kelce will be limited in this game. I do think he'll make it. But without Chris Jones, I think it will make a difference. Chiefs aren't expecting that much of a difference here.
Yeah, on paper, it does look like it's going to be the Lions' day. You just can't, they don't have to deal with Chris Jones. But it's hard to just, number one, former Super Bowl champion, the current Super Bowl champions, and you can't count out a guy who can, while falling to the ground, underhand it, sidearm it, just whatever the ball into the hand of anyone, usually Travis Kelce, but it's just hard to do that. So I'm taking the Chiefs for this one.
I did read an Adam Schefter tweet yesterday that was showing all of Patrick Mahomes' week ones, and he's kind of unstoppable in week 1.
Oh, really?
He's
okay.
yet to throw an interception. He's yet to throw an interception in like 5 seasons on week 1, and he's averaging about 4 touchdowns every single week on week 1s.
I think you just jinxed that so the Lions would win.
Never.
All right, let's go check out Game 2. Our Pittsburgh Steelers are at home against the San Francisco 49ers. And I guess I'll start with this one. I mean, the Steelers are home. That's really one of the big things. It's going to be a tough match. But one of the things I contribute this whole thing to is that the Steelers are going to be home. And I feel like that's going to be a good advantage. The Pittsburgh's O-line has gotten stronger, and they needed that. And so Najee's going to be able to run a little bit better. And with that happening, they'll be able to do the play action and get the ball down the field to Pickens or Deontay or Freiermuth. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. We got TJ Watt and Cam Hayward, which together had 25 sacks last year. So I expect a great game. What do you think?
You can't forget Alex Highsmith. He had 12.5 last year for the Steelers.
Yes.
My opinion has changed a lot in this game recently just by watching stuff last night. I'm going to be going with the Steelers in this game. Nick Bosa did sign his contract. He will be playing. But after thinking about it and listening to some people's opinions, Nick Bosa has not been with the team all offseason. He hasn't been there for training camp. And that can definitely hurt a team morale, like him just coming back. They will be good, but it might take a few weeks because you can't just go full force into an NFL football game, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, and even if you're Nick Bosa, I think it kind of irritates people that, you get to skip training, skip all this stuff that everyone else has to do, and you're just like, okay, I'll sign and get to play the very next day. So I can see that.
This game will definitely be a close game. They still have George Kittle actually playing in this game too, so it's a full force 49ers versus a full force Steelers. We'll see which team can lead it. It will be like a one-score game, though. Don't expect like a blowout one way.
And I do think it really comes down to the Steelers are home. If this was in San Francisco, I very well may be going the other way. But we got them at home, so let's move on to the Battle of the Orange Teams, a divisional game rather. The Bengals and Browns. What do you got?
It was confirmed yesterday that Joe Burrow will be seeing the field on Sunday, so that just gives me enough here to pick the Bengals. I like both teams this season. Browns look good on roster, but they look good on roster every single year. Bengals have proved it the past few years. There's no reason not to pick them here.
Yeah, I mean, both quarterbacks are question mark for the Browns. It's Deshaun. Is he going to actually make it worth the trouble and everything the Browns gave up to get him? I don't know if he proved that last year. He didn't look horrible, but he definitely didn't look like he got that. And then you have Joe Burrow. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about his injury. Yes, he will be playing, but hopefully it doesn't really interfere, because those nagging injuries, they could go for weeks, really, and affect someone. But I've got to go with the Bengals. I mean, you got Mixon, you got Chase, you got just too good of a team to lose to the Browns. So, boom, both of us picking the Bengals on that one. And next, we're heading to the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Houston Texans. This is going to be an easy one for me to pick. I mean, I'm just going to straight up go there because they got they got Jackson. He said he's going to start throwing it more and not running it as much. They do have a great running 1-2 punch if they need it. But now Jackson has a great, he's got Odell. I mean, that's really that's going to help him a lot. If he can't throw it to Odell, and he's got his Mark Andrews and all other great wide receivers, it's just going to be one of those things where they also have, if it comes down to it, which it won't in this game, but they got Justin Tucker. I will always put my money on Justin Tucker in a game-winning situation. So that I got the Ravens for tonight.
Yeah, Ravens are always solid. They have the receivers this year. They have Odell coming. They have Zay Flowers coming in. Still have Mark Andrews. Lamar's healthy. They do better with Lamar being healthy. And Texans are running with their rookie quarterback. They have Will Anderson. We think Will Anderson will be the best player in this draft after this year. So, I mean, he's my defensive rookie of the year.
We'll see how he handles this offense for the Raiders, or the Ravens, rather.
Yeah, it's going to be not a good matchup for the Texans here. They're going to be doing better in their AFC South matchups. They don't want to be playing an AFC North team right now.
Not very few teams want to be playing in the AFC North, really. All right, let's head up to the next one here. The next match is going to be the Buccaneers versus the Vikings. Let's hear it.
Yeah, this one's easy for me. I don't like Baker Mayfield as much. I've seen him many years. A lot of people think he just needs to change the pace. That's not what I'm seeing with it. His receivers are getting older, but they're still going to have good years. Mike Evans will probably still put up 1,000 this year. Who's their running back? Rashad White. It's a new look for them. I think it'll actually be a good look for them. I think it's good they moved on from Leonard Fournette. But the Vikings, on the other hand, are just a better team. Kirk Cousins still is their quarterback. He has Justin Jefferson. He has Jordan Addison. He has T.J. Hawkinson. I think the offense will be exploding more. You will have to look out for a shootout here because the Vikings defense is just as bad. They did add Brian Flores as their defensive coordinator.
Right.
But I don't think it'll be enough for this defense to take a step up. So I think it's going to be higher scoring than people think, even with Buccaneers not as great of a team.
Right. The Vikings also have Osborne out there catching passes. They don't have Thielen anymore, but they've got Osborne and a very capable wide receiving core. I got to see a preseason game in Minnesota, and those fans are absolutely amazing. They love those Vikings, and so I feel like they're just going to be. This was a preseason game, and it was packed, which you don't really see a whole lot. We've been to some Titans preseason games where it definitely wasn't packed, and this was insane.
Yeah, people leave in the second quarter in Titans games.
Now they will have to deal with Shaq Barrett and Vita Vea and Devin White. They're going to be gunning for Cousins. I don't think it's going to matter though. I think Cousins is going to outplay Mayfield, and I am giving the win to the Vikings.
Baker's going to be under a lot of pressure
the whole year. Really, he's got to prove himself.
One of the worst lines too. He's going to be running.
Yeah, you hate to hear that. I hope he does good. We'll see. Here's a good divisional matchup. You got the Panthers versus the Falcons. Now, for this one, I mean, the Panthers, Bryce Young, he may have an easier debut against the Falcons D. They finished 29th last year against the pass, so that could help. And the Panthers added Miles Sanders. which I really like that move. Miles had over 1,200 yards last year and was in the Super Bowl, so that's cool. And then you got Bijan Robinson, Tyler Agier. They could be a good 1-2 punch. For this one though, I am going for the Panthers.
You believe in the Bryce Young hype?
I do, and I really, it's more I believe in the Miles Sanders hype too. I think he's going to really help this team.
Yeah, for me it's the opposite. I think this is a Falcons win here. I do really love this matchup. I think it's going to be one of the better games this week, even with so many elite matchups. Falcons look really good. I like Desmond Ridder. I like Bijan Robinson. He has Drake London. Kyle Pitts has to take a step up this year. A very disappointing season. But I think he does have what it takes to, actually get in the end zone in American soil.
In American soil is the key. Now, do you think this is going to be a great matchup or a competitive matchup?
I think it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be pretty sloppy.
Yeah,
there's going to be interceptions on both quarterbacks. It's Bryce Young's first game. Like, if he comes in and throws 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, I'm scared for the league.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I'd watch this to see Bryce Young, but other than that, I'm not really watching this game. There's way too many other good games, but it will be competitive. It should be close. So
yes, this should be close. I could see Falcons running away with this game, like in a high-scoring Falcons game, but I could also see it being like a field goal game.
Right. Well, we'll see in just a few days, and we will also be seeing the really struggling Cardinals against the struggling Commanders. You get to go first on this one.
All right, yeah, Commanders are looking better this season. They're getting better every single season, but it's still not enough to beat their division right now. But Cardinals aren't in their division. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. No Kyler Murray. It's going to be Josh Dobbs, and Washington's defense is ready to eat. Cardinals don't have an offensive line anymore, which is one of their stronger suits. So I think Josh Dobbs will be seeing stars a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Sam Howell has a lot to prove there in Washington. He does have a good receiving core with he's Scary Terry, and he has a guy that I really like, that the Johan Dobson, who I think is going to be even better. He seemed to really step up last year, and I think he's going to be even better this year. And the Commanders, who are Commanders this year, I think they're going to get a new name next year. They have a new owner. I think they have a whole new vigor, and they're just excited to be out there for once in a long time. So I'm definitely picking the Commanders to win that one, which takes us over to a Jaguars versus the Colts. Okay, this is going to be a good one for me. I love Trevor Lawrence. I love what the Jaguars are putting together. It's really hard especially after seeing the Colts. They got Richardson as their new quarterback, franchise quarterback that they're hoping for. They haven't had a franchise quarterback in quite a while. They switched coaches. They've been going through kind of this coach carousel for a while. I just don't know. No Jonathan Taylor for this. I just don't know how they're going to do against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to be fun to watch, but I personally don't think it's going to be super close. I am taking the Jags.
Yeah, this is my trap game of the week. I do believe Colts will somehow take this win in Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson is one of those quarterbacks that you don't see a lot. His athleticism is going to lead to a tricky game plan for the Jaguars here. I don't think they'll be ready for it week 1. Later in the season, they're going to kill the Colts. But I think this is one of those trap games that they might not have prepared for enough.
Right, they took him for advantage.
They are missing Jonathan Taylor. They are also missing Zach Moss. So their starting running back will be Deion Jackson in this game.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm. You got to have a trap game there. There's always seems to be a trap game, and this is as good of a trap game as any other. They are in Indy. When Jeff Saturday took over as coach last year or the year before, they surprised and won like 3 or 4 in a row. So anything could happen, which will bring us to our next game. I say our Tennessee Titans. They're not necessarily our number one team, but we live here. So Tennessee Titans in New Orleans. What do you got?
So this is another game that I let media change my mind on. I originally was thinking of the Saints in this game, but I listen to the Titans radio every single day. So that's probably not good for predicting games here.
Right.
But the worry in the Titans radio and those hosts, they aren't scared of the Saints offense. They think Tennessee's defense will be able to handle the firepower in the Saints offense.
Okay.
They were worried about the Saints defense. Now, Saints defense will be missing Marshawn Lattimore, and I think that will be the difference in this game. They don't have anybody who they can line up against DeAndre Hopkins one-on-one, and DeAndre Hopkins will be eating in this first game.
Okay, and they do have Henry, the King Henry. Here, so if I take these two teams, I'm looking at the quarterbacks. You got Derek Carr and Tannehill. For me, my money's always going to be on Derek Carr. Tannehill just has been so off the last several games, going into back into last season. And the Tennessee defense, they're going to have to deal with Michael Thomas. They're going to have to deal with Chris Olave. Are they going to be able to handle that right away? I personally don't think so. So you said you're taking the Titans, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the best safety in the league in Kevin Byard. They have Harold Landry back. I think they are ready on defense. They've always been an underrated defense, and all people think about is that 7-game losing streak for Titans last season. But what were they before they lost 7 games in a row? They were a playoff contender, even a Super Bowl contender.
Right, and they do have the Titans have Christian Fulton, who is their top cornerback, but he battled some injuries last year, so we'll see how he handles that. I'm still going with Derek Carr and the Saints on this one, and it'll be a fun game to watch for sure. And that takes us to the Raiders playing in Denver, and
they've done that a lot in their career.
Yes. So is it my turn to go first or yours?
You can run this one.
I'm on this one? Okay. Well, I mean, the big question here is going to be Russell Wilson. Can Sean Payton turn him back into the Russell Wilson that used to win, that won the Super Bowl and was just an absolute beast in Seattle? Even if he does right now, who's Russ throwing to, really? I mean, Jerry Jeudy's out. I don't even remember who his top receiver is, but it's not going to be someone that's going to be making a big difference. And on the Raiders, I mean, it's going to be. I'm taking the Raiders on this one, which is really weird. I didn't think I would say that, but they got Josh Jacobs is back. I don't know how happy he is, but he's back. Devontae Adams is there. I don't know how happy he is, but he's there. So I'm going with the Raiders. I just think they're going to just be a little too much for Denver for the first game.
And once again, I am splitting with you here. It was announced yesterday that Jerry Jeudy will be playing Week 1. So Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton will be there for Russell Wilson. I knew
Courtland was there.
So I feel more confident for Russell Wilson to have more targets here. He has Greg Dulcich. He has Jerry Jeudy. He has Courtland Sutton. Will Jerry Jeudy be 100%? Probably not, but him just being on the field will be an X factor for them. It does hurt Javonte Williams' stock a little bit for fantasy, but Javonte Williams will be doing really good in this game. I don't feel great about Raiders' pass rush. They won't have Chandler Jones because of some personal beef with the coach. So that's never good to hear.
No, you're never going to win that beef. So you do have faith in Russ? Do you think Russ is going to return to his old self, or do you think we're going to see the Russ from last year?
I think this week we'll see more of a Russ from last year. It's just week 1. He has a lot to still learn from Sean Payton.
Russ needs to knock the rust off. We call him Russell Wilson.
He does. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, we split. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, I just don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he's even close to Derek Carr. Yes, he has the weapons that Derek Carr had, but what did he do in 49ers with the weapons?
Right. That was a big mistake for the Raiders to get rid of Carr. It was just I don't understand that move. Jimmy Garoppolo to me has always been average. I don't see him ever really being above average. He'll never be the quality of well, even like an older Russell Wilson from a couple years ago, or and especially any of the big guys, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, even the Trevor Lawrence's, man, he's down below Trevor Lawrence. So, yep, I can see where you want to take the Broncos on this one, but I'm going to stay with the Raiders. Now we have, this is going to be the closest game of the week. Not. We got the Philadelphia Eagles, the former NFC champions, against the Patriots. And you get to start this one out.
Yeah, so I think the most exciting matchup inside this game is Christian Gonzalez, the Patriots rookie cornerback. I think he'll be lining up against Devontae Smith. I'm just curious to see how he does in this game. Obviously, I don't think Patriots are going to win this game. So I think on the Patriots side, you want to look at the good sides. How did Mac Jones do? How did Christian Gonzalez do against a really good receiver? You just want to look on the bright sides for the Patriots in this game. Eagles, they're just going to stick to their game plan. They're going to just run through the Patriots. Jalen Hurts is ready. They still have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Yes, they lost Miles Sanders, but they brought in like 4 running backs. And their whole defense is just the Georgia Bulldogs, so can't really go wrong with that.
They brought in Swift, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they brought in Swift. They brought in a whole bunch of people, but Swift was their, I think, starter.
I personally think that that Miles Sanders is the better of the 2 running backs, but in this particular team, I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot. I think he'll fit in. Yeah, they got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith last year had 1,700 yards, 1,500 and 1,200 respectively. So that's going to be hard to defend. Jalen Hurts, he can hurt you with his arm or his legs, so that name's pretty appropriate. And yeah, I definitely have the Philadelphia Eagles to run pretty easily through this Patriots defense.
Yeah, the Eagles running back room is now DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Kenneth Gainwell, and Boston Scott. Yeah. 4 guys I personally know all their names, so that is very interesting.
Well, and they have, they have Dallas Goedert, right? As in the wide receiver.
They do.
So yeah, between Goddard, Smith, and Brown, Goddard had 700 yards last year. So you're looking at well over 3,000 yards just with those 3 wide receivers, and then their running back. That's scary.
And my favorite player on that team, Jason Kelce.
Yes.
I'm ready for the Eagles to fly.
I want him to do good. I want him to. I love Jason Kelce. He has a documentary coming out. Did you see that?
I did not.
It's going. I think it's on Netflix. It's coming out. It's called Kelce, and it's just about him and his family life. They were actually making it to do a documentary about the process of retiring, but then he decided not to retire. So I think they're going to do a second part. But it looks good. You'll have to check out the trailer. And until then, we're going to move over to the Rams versus the Seahawks. This is going to be. Let me pull up my notes on this one. The Rams versus Seahawks. Right away, I'm going with the Seahawks. Geno Smith, not too sure about. I like Kenneth Walker. I think he is going to improve on last year's rookie. His numbers from last year, which were actually pretty good for a rookie that came in partway through because someone got hurt, right? Wasn't there an injury?
Yeah, Kenneth Walker was cut short that season.
Yeah, so he definitely...
Oh, and there's a Chris Carson injury. They had a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
Chris Carson had to retire, sadly, because of his injury.
But, they do actually have... They still have DJ Metcalf. They have Tyler Lockett, who, between the two of them, had over 1,000 yards each last year. And they have the new rookie coming in, the Jackson...
JSN.
What's that?
Yeah, we just call him JSN.
Oh, good. Okay, that'll be good to know. Yeah, because I was trying to look at that last name. I can never get that last name right. The Rams, they'll have Aaron Donald, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think they'll be able to stop it, and I am going to pick the Seahawks to win this one, and hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I feel bad for the Rams in this game. They are missing Cooper Kupp, which is obviously their X factor. I wish I could say that I believed in the Rams even without Cooper Kupp, but nobody's ever said those words this season. So yeah, Seattle, there's not too much to add on to it. They're the better offense and defense, and right now they're just a better team.
Well, and Stafford's really kind of fallen off too, right? I mean,
I don't think so yet. I mean, he still has
think it
Cooper
seems like he is
Kupp.
because, but Cooper hasn't really been playing up to his standards. If Cooper was playing like he was, a couple years ago, I think that would raise Stafford, and I'd be picking the Rams in this. But it's amazing how one person can really change all that. And that takes
They
us
still have
over
Aaron
here.
Donald.
Whoops. What's that? Well, yes, there still is Aaron Donald, and I think he's going to be trouble for Geno. I really do. But I think if he can get the ball out quick to Metcalf and his receiving core, I think they'll be able to squeeze out a victory. Speaking of receiving core, we have one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL with the Miami Dolphins going against the Bolts, the Chargers of San Diego. Do you want to hit this one first?
Yeah, so these are both my teams that have winning their division in the AFC East and AFC West. Yes, the Chargers were my AFC West team. We let to look a few days ago.
Yep.
I like both teams here. I'm personally going to go for the Dolphins. I think the Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are unstoppable. Tua's been taking those steps to get stronger and more healthy for the season. He's gained 15 pounds. He looks a lot stronger. It should help with those previous injuries. Chargers, I still love the Chargers roster too. I really like Justin Herbert and Eckler. I really like their new guy, Quentin Johnson, their rookie.
Johnston, I think.
Johnson, yeah. He's going to be expecting to be really good. They still have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They have a very solid roster. J.C. Jackson is back from his injury last season, so he could be the difference maker, but I'm still going to be going for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the Miami cornerbacks will be able to handle that wide receiving team for the Chargers, even though the good thing is they have Williams and Keenan Allen and Herbert, who is the current highest paid player in the NFL. They do have that magic, that synergy, because they've worked together so much. But they are also, on the other side, getting just a little bit older. Are they going to lose a little bit of a step because they've been doing this for a little bit? I cannot deny Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, who have over 3,000 yards last year. And that's with a couple games, Tua not even throwing it to them. Teddy B was throwing to him, so that number could be higher. Now Tyreek is shooting for 2,000 yards this year by himself. I think he can do it, and I think Miami, before Tua got hurt, I think they were just as good as any other team in the NFL, and when Tua got hurt, it kind of slowed down. So I think they're going to march the whole way out to San Diego, and they have a point to prove, and they're going to prove it the best way they know how, and that's by defeating the Chargers. And then that brings us to the G's versus the C's. We got the Packers and the Bears. This is going to be divisional. This is just one of those smack you in the mouth kind of football games. These two do not necessarily like each other. I'm going to be taking the Bears in this one. Justin Fields, he's just as dangerous with his arm as he is with his legs. It's amazing. He'll have former Carolina Panther wide receiver DJ Moore, which is going to be good. DJ had about 888 yards last year, it looks like. And so I think that'll definitely help him. And running the ball, they have Khalil Herbert. Sorry, yeah, I got that. And then another Panther, Deontay Foreman, who combined for over 1,600 yards last year. And then you got
Tennessee legend.
What's that? Yes, absolutely. And with Fields doing his running, they're going to do good. Jordan Love, I just don't know. I mean, I feel like Jordan Love, this is only his second start ever as a Green Bay Packer. He's going to be relying on his running team, I believe, which is a good running. That's definitely a good one. You got Romeo. Say the last name, because I always say how everyone I hear the Dobbs, but it's
So some people say Dobbs. I say Dibs. I think I don't know the actual pronunciation.
Yeah, I think. It's one of those things where I think everyone just kind of gives it their own. But they have Doobie Dobbies, and they have Jones, and I think he's going to be relying a lot on that, because I think without if they have to rely on Jordan Love's arm, even with Christian Watson, I think they're not going to have a chance. So you're going to see a lot of running in them from the Packers, but the Bears are just going to take that one.
Yeah, really. I think Bears are one of my most underrated teams this year. I think the Bears can go far. They have some steps to take. And in this game, this will be, the first step. It should be an easier game for them. But if they lose this, maybe I'm not so confident in the Bears this season. I like Justin Fields. I think he should be taking that leap up. He has such a good dynamic in passing and running. He's looked better in passing last year, and if that gets better, that's gonna be hard to stop.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see Jordan Love because the times we have seen him, he's not really looked great. And I was kind of surprised that when Rodgers went to New York, that the Packers just said all in. I mean, even while knowing that he's not amazing, they
It's
just
about time he got his chance.
yeah. I mean, it's almost
Patiently waiting.
What is he about 45? I mean, that's I
I
don't know how
believe
much
it's his
Rodgers worked with
fifth
him.
year in the NFL now.
Which can work because that's what happened with Rodgers, right? He was backing up Brett Favre forever, and then he came in and just destroyed. I just don't know if I see that quality in Jordan Love, but I guess time will tell. And we got
One more.
We got two more here, I believe. We got the Cowboys at the Giants. Want to take that one?
Yeah, this one's easy for me. Dak Prescott is 10-0, or no, not 10-0. Sorry, 10-1. But he's won 10 in a row against the New York Giants while he's a starter. I believe in stats like that. I believe in the huge win streaks. I'm not going to bet against it until it doesn't happen. That's just how I am for that one.
And
I
the
do
Giants
like.
really haven't improved enough to want to change that.
Hey, Giants fans think they're going to the Super Bowl this year. I don't know what's wrong with them. So I feel bad for you Giants fans because I'll tell you what, this isn't your year. You have the Cowboys and Eagles with you.
Yeah, that'd be like. I mean, that's like the Patriots saying we're going to win the Super Bowl when you got the Jets and Dolphins and Bills to contend with. So yeah, you're right. Giants, you got a long road. Not only do you have to get better, but you got to get these other teams to get worse. And Baltimore or Washington maybe, but the Cowboys are definitely better than you right now. Tony Pollard is finally taking the helm as starting running back for the first time for the Cowboys after Zeke moved on, and I think this should have happened 2 years ago. I like Zeke a lot, but Tony Pollard was just showing such athleticism 2 years ago that they should just gave it to him and let him go crazy. And of course, you have one of the best receivers there for Dak in CeeDee Lamb. I don't even think it's going to be that close. I'm definitely picking the Cowboys. It's so weird. I never thought ever that in 1 week I'd be picking the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Commanders to win. What world are we living in, right? But we do have one more. We have the best for last. The Bills and Jets, man. Josh versus the newly acquired Aaron Rodgers. He's come out of his darkness retreat and he's straight onto the field for the Jets. It's going to be tough. This is going to be fun for either one. It's hard to go against the Bills. But I'm going with the Jets because you got Garrett Wilson, the defending offensive player of the year, will be catching balls from Rodgers. You've got
Offensive rookie of the year, right?
Oh, I said yeah. Well, I said player of the year. I'm sorry, offensive rookie of the year. Yeah.
We also have defensive rookie of the year too.
And they and Rodgers brought in with him Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb, which once again going back to that whole San Diego Chargers thing where they have synergy. These guys have worked together. They're on the same wavelength. There's not, when you get a new quarterback, there's that little learning period where you learn the other guy. You have to learn to be able to anticipate the receiver's moves. They've already got that. So I'm taking without a doubt. I mean, it's going to be close, and I'm really, really hoping that I'm right on this one, but I think the Jets are going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it for a little bit before I tell you my prediction here.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers coming to the Jets. Everybody, with Hard Knocks, he's looking like the guy in town. He's looking like the most lovable guy there. But then in the last week, it's not this week, he was yelling at his offensive line. He does not have a good offensive line, and I'm kind of worried about that. I mean, I know he's the leader, but how he's yelling at them reminds me of the Tom Brady and Ryan Jensen instinct. or incident. I don't really like that. I don't think it helps the O-line too much. So I'm a little worried about that. They do have Garrett Wilson in the Rookie of the Year, like you said. But they also have Sauce Gardner, the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that both of them came from the same team. Yeah. Same draft, obviously. But yeah, I do still am going to go with the Bills here. I like Josh Allen. He still has Stephon Diggs. They're going to go crazy. Their running back, I don't know who their running back is this year. But they don't run the ball, so yeah.
Well, they do. It's the running back's name is Josh Allen.
Yeah, exactly. I am gonna look that up while I talk here.
They've got Gabe Davis. They've got Dawson Knox coming back, and they have the rookie Dalton Kincaid is in there for the Bills. So that'll be good to see.
Kincaid's supposed to be real good. Okay, it is James Cook who their running back is.
I actually have that. Yep.
Yeah, so I don't think James Cook's gonna have like a crazy game. He'll just be an outlet pass every now and then. I mean, he'll get the ball. He'll be
a distraction too.
Yeah. I do like the Bills' defense more than I like the Jets' defense. They're pretty similar. Bills are missing Von Miller in this game. Yeah, I mean, I like Sauce's.
With Sauce and without Von Miller.
Yeah, without Von Miller. But I still think Josh Allen carries this game.
Okay.
He has the better O-line. He has the chemistry. I know you're saying Aaron Rodgers is coming in with chemistry, but I don't see Josh Allen screaming at his O-line.
No. You know, and you hear different things when that happened with Brady. You heard a lot of it was kind of split. You heard some of the analysts were like, that's just the culture in football. You know, that it was right for Brady to yell at them because he's the leader and he needs to show them that. Where I'm just, and there's other camp that I was along with is like, that's kind of demeaning, to sit there and yell at your line, especially when you're not doing good. With Brady, he was playing like crap. So it just was like, why are you calling the pot black or whatever? Rodgers, Rodgers hasn't even taken a snap in regular season. So why is he yelling? Let's see how it goes first. But my main thing for this is going to be, it'll be interesting to see how Rodgers does. We got to see the Jets last year in Pittsburgh. We went to the game where
we lost.
We did, and that was we lost, and that was without Aaron Rodgers. But
Kenny Pickett's first time playing in an NFL game.
Ever.
He did not start. He came in the second half.
It was exciting. He came in, and the crowd went wild. He immediately threw an interception on the first throw of his career.
Sure, 3 of them.
But
he ran in for 2, I believe.
Yeah.
He didn't throw one, but he rushed for 2, I believe, in that game.
I'm kind of glad we're not playing them again this year, but so the Jets are the real thing, and then going against the Bills, that's just crazy. So that's going to be a great
match
first
of the
week.
Yeah,
it will, absolutely. They made the right decision making this the Monday night game.
I like all of the week 1 schedule. I think it's all really well planned out.
Yeah, there's only a handful that are kind of the wasn't it Philly versus the Patriots? Wasn't that one of them? That one's not close.
The Cardinals and Washington won't be good, but anybody who plays Cardinals won't be a good game.
Right. Well, so that's it for this week. We get to watch football tonight, and I can't wait. And all you have to do is tune in next week to see who we pick for our second week.
There's football tonight.
Football tonight! Oh, I'm so excited. But tune in next week to the Shmoo Crew NFL Picks. I'm the Catalyst, that's Bromank. And until next time, here we go.